I thought at the end of this video I would just put a little description up of what I've done in my truck so far. I'll try to remember everything. But it started off as the Axial C10, and I love this body. It's really pretty. The paint's beautiful. It is pretty heavy though, especially with the light bar on it. Also, the wheels don't clear the wheel wells very easily, and that was with the stock wheels. You'll notice they are significantly smaller than the wheels that are currently on it, but that changed the whole character of the truck. Probably the biggest thing to change was the wheels, body, tires, and I'll show you some chassis things I did. But this body is a lot lighter than the one that it came with. I made it out of a flat piece of packaging material. It was clear. I painted it, threw some checkered flag duct tape on it, a little bit of reflective red tape, because I'm not that good at painting sharp lines like that. But the silver I painted myself. It's painted on the back side of the Lexan, for people who don't know about that. Also, this is the stock front bumper. If I wanted to, this truck could be converted completely back to stock. I've not done anything that wouldn't change it, really, to go back to stock. There are a few things underneath that are different, but let's have a look at those too. Underneath, it's more different than I originally said it was. The front is pretty much the same as it always was. I did change some things on the struts. I flipped them upside down to put the heavy part near the bottom. I also cut off the fake extra shock reservoir looking thing because I thought that was pointless. I have a barrage motor that's way better than stock. It's smooth, as you can tell from the video. It starts up at a slower speed, it moves smoother, it's got better torque. You get a lot better battery life out of it. Another thing I did was I put Velcro on the battery. That's the back attachment for the body. The body itself, that wing part, acts like a kickstand for when it gets at real steep angles. Another thing you'll notice here is I dropped the battery tray down so it sits flush with the frame. And one thing that's interesting is that little hole right there in the center. If I want to, I can move the shock mount from here and attach it to this spot here down below the frame if I wish. That gives it more droop, but I found out I really don't like the droop so much, because if the truck's leaning, it needs to feel the weight of that wheel hang to keep it from tipping over. To put the barrage motor in, it's slightly bigger than the stock motor. I'll show you the difference. That is the stock motor. As you'll notice, it's quite a bit smaller than the barrage motor that's in it, and this motor burns up pretty quick, so have a barrage one waiting. Also, you'll notice that the barrage motor, you can't see it here, but see where the holes are drilled in the corners? On the barrage, they're drilled in opposite corners, so you'll have to drill your motor plate to accept the new screw holes. Let's see, what else have I done? I can't think right now. We've got battery tray. Oh yeah, I've got brass diffs front and back, and it does make them quite a bit heavier. I also have brass hexes in there that lock the wheels in place. You can kind of see one there, but they only add about 1.5 grams each, so it's not a big deal on the ends. But these add 9 grams front and back, and that was worth it. Probably the biggest weight change was the wheels. These are 3-piece rims from Hobbytown. I love these. I'd like to get a set for my dad. And let's see what else. Did the grease in the shocks, and that worked pretty good for getting rid of the bounce, because they don't have fluid in them, and if you don't have it, they're a bit floaty. So you can tell from the video it's a pretty controlled truck. Works pretty good, and it works exceptionally well with this body that I made. You may think it's ugly, you may think it's cool. I built it for a reason, and it works exactly for that purpose, and it does a really nice job. and it was free. Everything on it's just stuff I made or printed or stuck on there. But that's my truck. Can't think of anything else that I've done to it, but I'll probably end up with some C-hubs eventually, and maybe some metal links on the bottom, but these seem to do really well, and maybe even metal drive shafts eventually, but again, those do really well too. Can't see the reason in changing them out, but you never know. Part of the hobby is messing with stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video, and look forward to doing another one soon. This is the SCX24. It is a 24 scale crawler. I highly recommend it. It's by Axial, and it's about $120. I got mine at Hobbytown. Great people there, and that's all for today.